Hi guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Fremantle versus North Melbourne game that we saw on the late Saturday night. So before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe, click the notification bell, and yeah, now let's get into the video. So if I go over here, then we'll see that Brayshaw did an absolute Brayshaw and smashed it again, scoring 120. Did not hit his break even though, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, that's not going to really matter at his price range. Luke Ryan did really well in the first three quarters, then just did nothing in the last, but he'd done his job. Sarong, he did his job and he got his break even, which was kind of surprising after I think last week he had like a 70 odd, but he was massive in the last quarter. What do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 disposals in the last quarter, it looks like. So massive quarter, almost got them over the line. Aish looked really good in the second, but from what I saw, I was like watching this game somewhat. So it's hard to watch both games on a Saturday night, especially because I wanted to watch the league as well game. So that one game got sacrificed and I sort of watched half of each. So O'Meara looked really good in the run in home when they sort of caught, and he kicked 2 goals, I think it was, yeah. Kicked 2 goals, so got 24 points out of that, but did nothing much outside of that in the last quarter, but looked relatively good, but obviously didn't hit his break even. Brendan Cox got chucked forward and kicked a goal in the end, but yeah, he just doesn't look like he's going to be helpful that much for AFL fantasy this year. He smoked his break even, but like his break even should go up next week. And I think he's better suited forward, to be honest, than down back. Henry did really good in the second quarter, but did nothing much outside of that, so don't read into his much. And then Chapman did really well in the second quarter, but didn't do much outside of that again. Jordan Clark, again, didn't have a good score, so it seems like the only reliable one from the Freo backline from last week is Ryan, like I thought would be the case. And yeah, I think he's going to be a really good pick, and he's probably going to rocket out of the price range of availability. So he's going to be one that we're going to have to use probably a mid-price or a couple of weeks of trying to build up to get to him. You got Chapman, Clark, we'd gone through. Switkowski looked good in the last quarter, but other than that, Banfield did well in the third, but outside that didn't do much. And then you got Hughes, Wilson, Frederick, and then you come down to some of the big hitters down here that just didn't show up. Considering he was on 15 at halftime, I don't know how a ruckman of his stature of getting 104 the week before can get 15. I'm so thankful that I didn't go for him and went for Marshall now, and Marshall and Witts. Because even though he did score 46 in the second half, that 15 is going to kill him for 3 weeks. It's like, was his break even 84 and he got 83 and he got 61 in the end. So he's going to drop 10k or 10 to 15k. He's going to have a break even of like 110, 120 next week, and he probably won't hit that. So he'll drop another 5 to 10k, and then his 104 will get wiped. And his break even will probably go up again to like, it would be 120 again, and it'll drop another 20k. So all in all, he's probably going to be sitting at 730, 740k after in another 3 rounds time, which is just not, I guess, good enough for what Darcy's can put up. And then again, thankful that I didn't go for Will Brodie, as he just had a horrific game. 80 minutes time on, really doesn't have the tank. Like I thought he would have the tank after preseason, but just doesn't. So that really sucks. Luke Jackson, this is looking bad for Freo. If they don't pick it up anytime soon, they could easily not make the 8, and then that just gives a free first round pick to Melbourne, and basically they're the loser almost out of the who did they give up in the end? it's almost like they're the loser out of all of them and Hawthorn out of all of the trades involving Collingwood, Hawks, and well, you can't really quantify the Tom Mitchell trade as well, but like Collingwood are huge winners even though they traded away Brodie Grundy. Melbourne are huge winners even though they traded away Luke Jackson, and the Hawks have stuffed up by trading away Tom Mitchell by the looks of it, and I guess Freo have traded into Jackson and a huge contract, and he just doesn't look good. So I guess they're the two losers out of the four of them. Then you got Hayden Young, and glad that I did not pick him up because oh my, that was a horrific display. And the good thing for him, he only drops like 20k or 20k. So I'm not going to go for him this week, but maybe look for him in a couple of weeks once he actually picks up his form, because that was horrific. And then no one else here did anything. And then you come over to the Sheezel display. He was on 100 and... Was it a clean 100? No, I don't think it was. He was on 104 at 3/4 time. He was on 25 after 1, and then he had a huge second, huge third, and he's a huge player. And for me, what's probably going to happen, and I think it will happen with a lot of people, I want to trade him. I want to move him out of the forward line once he gets defender status, because he's guaranteed to get defender status. So I want to move him out of the forward line, move him up to the defense to solidify that, as he might stay in the team the whole season with the way he's playing at the moment. And then that'll help that. And then hopefully I can, him and Jinby can just stay at D5, D6 for most of the season. Jinby's probably going to be the one that's going to be traded out. And then all I got to do is McGrath will be D4, Duggan D3, Dacos D2, and Doherty D1. That's a pretty strong defensive line post round 6. And then I just got to fix up the forward line. That'll have probably Owens. We'll probably have Owens, and then maybe, I don't know, but you'll see. And that'll fix that up. So Sheezel looked great. LDU had another great game. If we look here at his stats, a good second and fourth quarter, a little bit away from the pill in the third, but when you've got 123 points, don't need to do much. Zeeble looked really good, didn't do much in the last, but the only problem I have for him is that if you look at the buddy bump and the bump that he's done as well, they look awfully similar in my opinion. So he could be rubbed out for a week. He's at least going to get a fine for the hit he did on Aish. I know Aish came back into the game, but I'm pretty sure it was in this period here. He might have had to have a concussion test, and that sort of goes down the rabbit hole of increasing the threshold. So I don't know whether he not survives, but keeps it up. Call looked all right, but I don't know what to read into that after one game. Simpkin just didn't get his hands on the ball in the second, so his price is going to plummet. That's 23 points, so another 10 to 15k down. So he's probably going to bottom out at around 800k, so that's pretty good. Shields looked pretty good in the last quarter. Zerha, then again, good third, but not really a good fourth to back it up, so sort of fell away. Cunnington, he's not going to be fancy friendly. He's going to be that type of guy that gets so many goal assists and so many just handballs out of packs because he's just so strong and he literally can't tackle him. Like there was one time where he got a goal assist, I want to say in the fourth quarter, or maybe it was the third. And he just, I swear like 2 or 3 guys tackled him. And then he just handballed the ball out and he got a goal. North got a goal out of it. Logue did what I thought Logue would do. Powell's not on my watch list anymore, basically. McDonald, that was really funny seeing the umpire the umpire, they had the captains come over and they were discussing what was going to happen with the out of bounds call, the deliberate out of bounds, and how per rule that was the correct decision. And they basically waved the game off, and you just see, you just hear over the umpire mic, Luke McDonald go game over, and then started celebrating. It was one of the funniest moments I've seen on a football field in a while. Scott Larky kicked 4 in the end, I think. Did he kick 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. He kicked 4 in the end and only ended up with 61. So that shows how much he didn't do outside of that. But yeah, just North not really doing much and not much special. Their top guys did what they needed to do and got the job done. And hopefully that next week we can see. Good thing I didn't go for Comben. See a shocking game. Hopefully we can see next week that Phillips comes back in. I'm hoping for that, as that will help move stuff around. But yeah, that's the review of the game that happened between Freo and North Melbourne, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks, guys.